Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Assetto Corsa. So like I said, we're going to go ahead and try out the Miata on the Nürburgring, which is going to be very, very awesome because A, this is my favorite track, and this is one of my favorite cars. So, well, maybe not one of my favorite, it is my favorite car, one of them, but one that I own in real life. So how cool is that to drive a car that you own in real life in a game on one of your favorite tracks? I wish I'd been to this track before, maybe I'll be there one day. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. I love the Nürburgring. Really excited to see how the Miata handles it. Obviously, there's a lot of fast sections in it, but this car is not known for the fastness. Gotta make sure we keep it straight. The brakes and tires are not warmed up yet at all. We want to keep it nice and smooth. Redeem myself from all the spin outs I had on the previous session. No. Oh my god. That was a lot of wheel. You're probably going to get a lot of shifter noise and a lot of wheel noise, just giving you guys a heads up now. Because my mic, you know, it's not, I mean, it's good, but it's not going to be able, it's literally right there. Right in front of my face. Right next to the microphone, right next to the wheel, right next to everything. Just revving this thing out. Loves it. See if it's going to want us to shift into fifth. It is. Again, that speedometer, don't think that's accurate. It says we're doing 100 and... what is that? 100 and, I think that says 180. That is definitely not accurate. There's no way this thing would be going that fast, even downhill. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt for sure. Hit that rev limiter, not going to happen. Keep it straight, keep it straight. Keep on it. Yeah, love this track. Nürburgring is just one of my, it's easily my favorite track of all time. Once you know the Nürburgring, it is just the most fun driving experience you can ever have. Without, like, obviously you can see I have no map on the screen, nothing like that. This is pure, you know, memory of the Nürburgring. And I'm losing it. Lock him up, lock him up. Kept it off the wall. Whew, man, that was close. That is a tough corner there. And, you know, a lot of games, it looks different. You know, it looks different. It's obviously not different. It's the same track, but the visuals can really throw you off sometimes with, you know, swapping from game to game. Project Cars is a game that I've done the Nürburgring on a million times. And, you know, this one is... graphically it looks different, which can throw you off about where you are, just because different graphics, you know, you kind of get a different feel of where you think you are on the track. Keep on it. Oh man, this thing likes to, back end really likes to come out from under you. Probably these stock wheels that are just ridiculously thin. They're a very low. Ooh, careful now. Somehow managed to not kill myself there. My only goal is to keep it off the wall. That's kind of our goal here. Keep it off the wall. Man, this back end really wants to come out. Keep it off the wall. Ah, we got a little bit of a nick on the wall. Wasn't too bad. Man, this thing is very... high-speed Miata is very scary. High-speed stock Miata, let me say that. If this thing had coilovers, you know, a little more rigidity, better tires is probably the biggest fault with it right now. Because these little... ooh, boy. This thing is a handful, and my microphone right in the way really doesn't make it easy to counteract these. Typically, if I didn't have a mic in my face, I'm pretty confident with my ability to get out of some of these spins, but if I go too crazy with my hands, I'm going to slap my microphone. It's right in the way. Bumpy section, coming up over top. Oh man, getting close to the back end of the course here. We're just going to do one lap around and kind of see what we can kind of get with the time there. I know the Miata isn't going to be anything spectacular, but I think the fastest I've ever gone in a game that I can remember right now off the top of my head. Ooh, take it easy, take it easy. The fastest I've gone around the Nürburgring in a game, and that was Project Cars. Obviously, it was in a very fast car. Was 7 minutes and 11 seconds. Yeah, 7:11. That's how I remember it. So it was 7 minutes, 11 seconds, which is actually pretty good. Obviously, it was, again, super fast car. This is the really flat-out section here. You can take pretty much anything full-on through here. We're going to have to get into 5th when it wants us to. Not quite yet. We can ride it out a little bit more. Come on. Let's go ahead and put it in 5th. It's going to slow us down a bit. If it drops below 4, we're going to have to downshift. Because I think this is a gradient up. I think we're going uphill a little bit here. Yeah, this isn't very fun. Miata problems. Great in the corners, not good on the straightaways. But yeah, if this thing had coilovers, bigger wheels, definitely. Because right now, I think these have the, let me double check. I'm pretty sure these are the Flower Power wheels. And if they are, then they're a 14 by 5.5 with like a 42 offset. So if you know rims, 14-inch diameter with a 5.5-inch width. It's not a big tire. It's not you don't have a lot of, you're not putting a lot of rubber down on the ground, so it really likes to get out from under you. If you could put some, maybe like a 15 by 8, get a lot more tread on the ground, this thing would probably handle a lot more. Coilovers, like I said, maybe a roll bar stiffen up the chassis. You know, just things that I've kind of done to my real-life Miata, just, you know, to get the car a little bit better where it's at. Because obviously, in its stock form, it's still good. It's still great. It's still a lot of fun. But it does have its flaws. It's not perfect. Every car has its flaws. And I'm not here, you know, trying to sell you guys on Miatas or anything, but, you know, some cars, I don't know. It's just, it's nice to, man, that back end just, oh man, when the wheel does that, I can't do anything. I really wish I didn't have this microphone in my face so I could really control this thing. Maybe one of these days I'll do one without commentary and I'll move the mic out of my way and I'll really redeem myself and get a really good lap in with being able to control the thing. Assetto Corsa also has multiplayer, so maybe, I don't know, Zach, I know he wants to get it, obviously, because there's a Miata in it. Oh, that snapback is ridiculous. I know Zach wants to get it, but it's still $50, which is just crazy, to be honest. It's a lot of money. I'm glad I bought it when it was still early access, because I got it for $20. But yeah, it's a lot of money for him just to want to drive a Miata, but I know we can do multiplayer with mods. So we would be able to race multiplayer in Miatas, which I think would be a ton of fun. I just don't know if he's going to want to invest the money into getting this, especially when, because right now, obviously, he wants to drive a Miata in a game. He has one in real life, and everybody kind of wants to drive the car that they own in real life in a game. And Need for Speed is coming out on the 3rd, and that's going to have an NA Miata, so we're both super excited for that. And I think he's going to get his fix from that. So, kind of stay on it here. I know this is the deceptive corner coming up here. Really easy to enter this corner too fast. Want to keep hands on the wheel here. What I might actually do, I don't know, I'm trying to decide. Because I've kind of, I've just said a bunch of stuff, and I don't really have much more to talk about. I might move my mic out of the way so I could do a next lap without talking, but I don't think many people would enjoy that. I would, because I would really be able to drive this car the way it should be with a lot of wheel input. But I don't think people would just want to sit here and watch a car go around a track with nobody talking. Which is unfortunate, because that's really what I would like to do. So here's the straightaway of the Nürburgring. You know, this is going to be the most boring part, hands down, because it's literally just going straight. The wheel input is crazy. What you see the wheel doing in game is what the wheel is doing, what my actual wheel is doing. If I let go, this is what it does. That my wheel's actually moving a little bit more than what that's moving in the game, but pretty crazy. The 1-to-1 force feedback. But it's also very realistic, because the Miata with the stock wheels, it can be scary. Those very thin wheels aren't the greatest for getting, you know, they react very strangely to a lot of bumps, especially at speed. It can be a little bit scary. Okay, so this is going to be the first timed lap once we come around this corner. So, I'm going to go ahead and throw a timer up. We'll see what we can get, and the timer's going to start now. I was a little concerned. I said now with a question mark because there was no line on the ground, and there typically is a line there because that's where the start of the track is, but we'll start it right when we hit that the exit to the pits. Because we're not going to do it for the first lap because that was the out lap. I wasn't at speed. The car wasn't at proper temperatures. So we're going to see what we can get. Like I said, I'd really like to be able to move my microphone, but I'll stay here and talk with you guys. It is going to affect me, though. I'm just saying it now. Okay. Doing good so far. I think we spun out here last time. Yep. That wasn't that great. Of course, when I say, like, we're doing good here, but that's when we have a fuck up. One of these days, who knows, maybe I'll record a video on my headset mic, which will just be god-awful. Downside to YouTubing, I guess. Well, it's only when you have to drive. And like Euro Truck, it's not a problem because you're not doing anything crazy. This, with a lot of wheel input, yeah, it's kind of a downside. Man, these engines just love to rev. The Miata engines are just so high revvers. And you can really feel the vibration in the wheel, every little bump. Man, it's so realistic. I love the new the wheel I got. If any of you are wondering, I got the Fanatec GT 2 or 3. The Porsche 911 GT. I believe it might be the GT3. It's the older one. It's the cheaper version of the Porsche. They only have two. Whichever one's cheaper, it's orange. I got that one because it's the older version. They're practically the same thing, the newer one you could put on to like an Xbox One and stuff like that, but I didn't need that option, so didn't want to spend the extra money for a feature that I was never going to use. We're going to take it slow up here because we lost it up here last time. This is the YouTube corner. We call this the YouTube corner because this is where all the YouTube videos of everybody spinning out happens. A lot of Nürburgring, like wreck compilations happen on that corner. There's another corner up here too that I can, I'll try to remember to tell you. There's another video or another person that does a lot of crash compilations sits. So you can kind of tell the tricky corner, but we call that one the YouTube one because it's probably the most famous, well, not the most famous Nürburgring corner, but in terms of YouTube crash compilations of the Nürburgring. Trying to take these corners a little bit easier, trying not to be so, you know, trying to turn in very smooth. I don't want to upset that back. There we go. Really had to use a lot of wheel input there. Got to fight that wheel to get it to come back around. But I'm really trying to enter these corners nice and smooth. I don't want to upset that back. There's the skid marks from last time. I don't want to upset the car too much. Trying to keep it smooth. Sometimes slower is faster, which is a really hard thing to learn when you first start racing. And I don't have any real-life race experience. This is all just from games, but, you know, sometimes slower is faster. You know, you think it's really hard to tell yourself to, you know, take this corner slowly, because obviously racing you want to be the fastest. Well, that doesn't always mean having your foot dug into the gas pedal. Sometimes it means just lightly, you know, slowly going through some corners, being really gentle with it. So that's what I'm learning about this car, is very lightly entering these corners. Again, I've never entered a corner at the speeds that I'm entering these in my real Miata, so I don't really have much experience in terms of how the car is reacting in terms in real life, because, well, I've never entered a corner 80 miles an hour. Close, but not 80. This is the flat out section. We're probably going to keep it in fourth, just because last time we tried to take it out of fourth, didn't do so well. Probably doesn't help that I have the barn doors open right now, which are the headlights. Slowing, you know, doesn't help with drag, but it looks awesome. I just love seeing those things. Mine aren't like that anymore. I don't ever get to see the big old barn doors. I swapped over a new headlight kit, so I got low pro headlights, so I don't get to see the barn doors. But it's kind of nice, you know, talking with Zach. You know, I have a cousin. I have two cousins that have owned Miatas. One still does, and you know, I can talk to them about, you know, Miata things and stuff. But it's just cool to have someone that I talk to on a daily basis, or pretty much daily basis, and just really just kind of nerding out over something. It's always nice having a close friend that you got. That, I mean, me, Jeff, and everybody in Code Zero can always nerd out about games and stuff like that, and other things outside of gaming, but the Miata aspect was never really something that I could share with anybody in Code Zero. So it's kind of nice now. Me and Zach get to nerd out together, and it kind of takes me back to when I first got mine and all the little things I wanted to do to it at first. Is kind of the things that Zach's doing, and it's just, I don't know, it's reminding me of just where I used to be with my Miata and what I felt like when I first got it and drove it, and you know, it's kind of cool to see. It's just really nice having somebody else you can nerd out over something with, something that is, you know, kind of not exclusive, but kind of a niche thing. Not a lot of people are big Miata fans, so yeah. I'm going to try to remember where that other YouTube corner is. I think we're coming up to it relatively soon. We're now on the back half of Nürburgring, and I know it's on the back half. It is right here. This is the other section. He sits right up here on this corner, right to the left, right about now, and watches all the crazy cars go around, because you can watch them go up and around the hill, and then they, you know, right when they get to about this left turn here, that's when they go out of view. So it's pretty cool. Another one sits here. Well, yeah, right here, right where these the wood is, or right where the stones are, and then they take this corner here, and he watches them overrun it into the gravel on the left. Actually, that was the YouTube corner. It was the one with the gravel, not the one before that. It was the second one that I said, not the first one. They're both kind of similar in a way of like turning in and exiting, but it was the second one. So the stone on the straightaway, and then the gravel pit on the outside. He sits right there. Watch all the cars that overdrive it into the gravel. Trying to be very easy on it. Really not trying to wheel it too much. It's weird because it's a combination of a lot of wheel and no wheel. You kind of got to let the car do its thing, because you can very easily upset it. And if you upset it, the whole thing's going to go around and you're going to lose it. So you got to be very gentle, but at the same time, if you got to give it a nice little, you know, flick of the wheel, you know, you got to do it. Very easy. Very, very easy. Really, you got to drive it delicately. But once you start feeling that back end coming out, you know, sometimes you got to give it a little flick. Kind of turn that thing around. So it's interesting, you know. It's just, you kind of learn the car as you go. Obviously, I had one little test session before I started recording this session, so haven't had much time in this car. But, and it is different than real life. I mean, it's close, but it is different. So we're on the front stretch now. It wasn't too bad coming around. We only had one spin out, and it wasn't one where we went all the way around, so we should have a decent time. So this is the boring straightaway. This is where I get a drink of my drink, which is nice. Real race car drivers, I guess they could do that. They probably have a water bottle in there or something. Refreshing. Yeah, so we're going to see what our time is. I'm assuming it's probably going to be somewhere around 9 minutes, maybe even a little bit later, just because, you know, this isn't the fastest car. We had one little hiccup. We probably could have gone around a lot of corners faster, but we just we couldn't. You know, I was really going to take the corner slow and precise instead of having the possibility of wrecking. So it would take more times around the track to really learn where the braking point is. But for the most part, it's really, really nice. It's a really, really good driving experience. All right, so we'll stop the clock right when we come across now. So, I don't know what the time is, but I'll see it in editing and you guys will see it. But that was the Miata on the Nürburgring. I am very, very impressed with this mod. It is an insanely well done mod. So I'll include a link to this car, not this track, because this track is just default in Assetto Corsa now. But yeah, I'll include a link to the car if you want to check it out. Highly recommend it. It is very awesome. If you already have Assetto Corsa, just download it. Super easy to throw mods in. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more Assetto Corsa videos, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments below, and maybe I can persuade Zach, or maybe I'll just buy Zach Assetto Corsa, and we can jump in here and do some multiplayer Miata videos. And just be prepared, if we do multiplayer videos, they're going to be of a Miata. So just mentally be prepared for that. If you don't want to see Miata videos, more than likely you don't want to see Assetto Corsa videos. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.